from my perspective, our room, it was fantastic being able to see the students trying to figure out how to work as a team. It was kind of like a natural progression. They each started to work individually in, pharmacists by themselves, nursing, and in medicine. And then when they realized they needed to come up with this plan and all have a consensus, there was a lot more discussion. So I'd say the first 5 or 10 minutes, it was very individual. And then ours began to evolve. And they talked about how they would have done it differently. So to me, it worked out really well in our room. But the other groups...
In our room, I think everybody started sort of talking with a whole bunch of ideas, and then they sort of separated out, and then they sort of came back together. I think what's amazing to me is just this first session, they're already talking about how they're going to do the second session and the things they need to change and how they'll work better as a team. And I think that they want to include the Hilo pharmacy student who is at a distance, who do feel a bit disconnected, but they're really trying to include the group and trying to figure out how to include that group. And that's been really nice to see.
I think what I found most exciting is from that first scenario, being able to see the students learning how to work together, or making suggestions to each other on how to work together. And I think that's, a big part of the program.
Yeah. In our group, I think it was sort of similar. Like they had to figure out how to do this, and at first they didn't know how to do the gigs, and so they were going through each of the problems straight down. And then they realized after they got to the bottom that they have to incorporate everybody. And then they started to go across and incorporate disciplines as they went along. So it was actually a little bit of a learning curve that they had to figure that out.
And we did have the goals and objectives for this whole program posted on the wall, which is that they learn to value each other, place the patient in the center, value working as an interprofessional team, being able to figure out each other's roles and responsibilities and communicate as a team. But I think it took them a little while to kind of process that, and figure out, okay, this is really what I'm supposed to be doing. But it worked out beautifully in our group when they did bring the actor in and they had to present. I thought there was a lot of empathy and collaboration.
Yeah, that was an amazing process, as we had noticed sort of a lot of activity in the 30 minutes of work. Then they just had 5 minutes for 3 presenters to get together, and then all of a sudden they do this presentation or this family meeting, and you're going, wow, where did all that come from? And somehow they pulled it all together, and so that was, in a very short period of time.